morning pages. For 10 minutes in the morning, just write. Whatever comes to mind, don't think too much, don't judge, just let it come out. I believe this is something most people deal with, constantly looking for answers. But we struggle to find those answers because we don't know what or which questions to ask. So to take advice from a great book, The Artist's Way, and an idea that was made even more popular by Tim Ferriss, morning pages. Find your quiet space and then just let it flow, but also don't force anything. The whole idea is for it to just come out. After you've done that, now you can revisit what gibberish you wrote. Maybe there's something meaningful there. Maybe emotion came out. Maybe there's an idea or an insight. More than likely, whatever you wrote down has been floating around in your mind. It's just been spinning around and around, draining your energy slowly throughout the day. Think about this. At the moment, you are facing a problem or a challenge in your life. You've looked everywhere for answers. You talk to friends and family, you've read articles, you've watched videos, you've read books, and maybe you have indeed found a few good answers, but there might still be something small inside you that doesn't feel right. Have you consulted with yourself? Have you taken the time to sit down and write down any solutions that come to mind? I do believe you do hold a few good answers and solutions, regardless of your age. You have consumed vast amounts of information throughout your life through various sources and life experiences. I guarantee you have wisdom within you. We can become more reliant on our own ideas. I think trusting ourselves and our own ideas is vital. Sometimes it is a matter of just doing the things that we already know. Your intuition is probably right about a lot of things. Writing is also a type of therapy. Many subconscious thoughts, feelings, and emotions might rise to the surface as you write and allow and give them the space to come out. As they come out and you finally face them for the first time, you might feel a little bit better because you trapped them on paper. Morning pages can also serve as a great way for idea generation. I've mentioned in my previous articles and videos over the years how I've been filling up notebooks. I have many of them, big and small. I never try to overthink it. It shouldn't be perfect, otherwise we will just never fill them up. I remember in the beginning, probably 7 years ago, I liked the idea of having a nice leather notebook with a beautiful black pen, but then when I see it on my desk, I'm too scared to touch or use it. Or when I started using it, I didn't want to just scribble. My aunt bought me a moleskin notebook for my 21st birthday and I still haven't touched it. I haven't summoned up the courage yet to scribble in it. I'm just too sentimental. Anyway, so instead I started at the China store. I bought the cheapest book and pen just to get started. And that worked incredibly well. I found that the cheaper the notebooks and pens were, the more I used them. Literally used and abused. I would go through 1 or 2 a month. Now I have a nice leather or fake leather bound notebook and a really nice fine pen. I love this freaking pen. This one is new. It took me 3 months to fill the previous one. It was very similar to this. So there's definitely a trend. The fancier it is, the less it gets used. So that is my experience with it. This notebook is always by my side, open and ready for anything. There are times where I think of an idea and I will just start writing. What works extremely well for me, just to get going, to just get the ball rolling. Ideas or inspiration from someone or something else. In my previous video, I mentioned how I already have a pre-made list full of ideas and it's growing every single day. I'm constantly adding to it. Whether those ideas will see the light of day is a whole different story. In the short run, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a good idea or a bad idea, as long as I have something to work from. When it comes to inspiration, it varies. Sometimes I read or I watch something with pure intention. I look for something that sparks my interest, the smallest possible thing, and then I'll just write it down or continue to write down what I observe or what the person is saying. Most of the time it's purely random. An idea comes out of nowhere or it catches my glimpse just in the move. Take a YouTube video for example. Who do you follow and look up to in your creative space. Watch a video of theirs and begin to take notes with the intention to eventually keep creating under your own steam. I'll take the first few paragraphs of whatever they're saying, then I'll begin to roll with my own ideas. I'll begin to pull from my own experiences and ideas. And when that happens, usually I can't stop. When I do hit a dead end, I have a quick glance on how much I've written. If I think it's still too short, I will either go to some of my ideas and see if any of them can be added as a segment, or I'll just browse around the internet for inspiration just to get the ball rolling again. Many times it takes listening to 3 minutes of the right video or podcast, or just a few paragraphs of the right article, and I'm on my way again. We don't always know how much we know until there's a cue to recall that specific information. That's basically what I'm trying to look for. I don't really watch a video in full and then use what they've shared as direct inspiration for my video. I prefer to do that in my spare time because I want that information to mull over for a while, sometimes a few months, sometimes it's just years. I want to ponder it and forget about it and then recall it again. I want to talk to someone else about it. Only then, when it has become part of me or my knowledge base, will I then want to share it. Of course, it's not perfect. I will edit it when I'm done, but what I've learned being in the creative space, you can't be creative and analytical at the same time. It's incredibly difficult to stop and start. I just want to floor it, which is what happens most of the time. I fill myself up with coffee and just run with it. And that's just the basic foundation of it. And that's all from me. Good luck on your journey, and we'll talk again in the next one.